Yes, sir.
What's up, guys?
Yes.
On the troll.
DJ will kick the floor in three, two, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back. We are back again. It is that time where we have to talk about. It's a Sunday, an unexpected Sunday, where probably you would expect us to rest.
Yes.
No, we are not resting. So today, I woke up late, and upon my waking up, I find General Mkhwanazi speaking. And I was like, no, this is one of my favorite person. I'm never gonna let this chance go, because I couldn't believe he was live briefing the media. Well, there was a lot of things that were said if you are not in South Africa, but we are here to fill you up and mind, because there is, I think, a common name that we've had before, which is Lieutenant General Sibiya. He has been doing the talking after that, a lot of talking. Probably we won't ever have time maybe to go through everything that he has said himself, but we will try to cover as much as we can.
Yes.
So that you are also in line. Very interesting days indeed. 2025, where things are happening. The time is 22:10, and it's July 6th. That's the day of 6 in the month of July. Greetings to everyone. Greetings. This is a chilled one where we are not rushing, because a lot of things were said. And I can tell you, anything you say in this type of situation carelessly may be used at some point against you. People do so. So, Emily, let's hear what what is happening in this
Hi
country.
guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us here again on the live review. Well, today we're not necessarily doing the Senzo case, but we are going to tell you about all the allegations and all the bombastic hey Benisi Exeni Bizani Fire Brigade Guyasha. What is going on? General Mkhwanazi standing there with his the ones he's in command of, wearing tactical unit attire and the rifles. You know, I'm like, the last time we saw this kind of outfit was on Friday during the inspection in Loco. But now, real tactical task force members we're standing next to General Mkhwanazi there, and they were making quite a powerful statement. Something is cooking, something is happening. It is unlike General Mkhwanazi to wake up and just do what he decided to do after the Durban July. You know, Durban July happened yesterday. Nobody expected what happened this morning. So the National Commissioner General, the Provincial Commissioner of KZN, General Mkhwanazi, has accused the Minister of Police and the Deputy National Commissioner General Sibiya of criminal activities. So the KwaZulu-Natal Commissioner General,
I would like to refrain from that line of putting things as to accused. No, because I didn't hear him accusing.
Yeah.
What he was doing is to bring what he has, and he didn't make any conclusion as such. Because that is what now is flying on the media. So I would like to put it like that he
it's not
just,
an accusation. Yeah. It's more of sharing what he found out. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I prefer it that way.
Well, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, did not pull any punches when he addressed the press briefing on Sunday morning, which he singled out the Minister of Police, Mchunu, of interfering in critical police investigations. So according to General Mkhwanazi, Minister Mchunu has allowed his associates who are not in the employ of the SAPS to also interfere in police work. One such associate, a Brown Mkhwanazi, sent him WhatsApp messages regarding the allegations on the defeating the ends of justice matters, which were publicized, which involved the Department of Correctional Services at Mpangeni in KwaZulu-Natal. Remember that a leak that happened in the media around April concerning General Mkhwanazi, where he was being accused of interfering in an investigation.
We did cover it.
Yeah, we
yes.
did cover it.
We did cover it.
So, regarding this, he's now sharing his side of the story, and he says this is not the only foible Mkhwanazi is guilty of. Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi said Mkhwanazi also sent the KZN police chief a screenshot of a presentation that was made on the 30th of September 2024 titled 2024-2025 Division Crime Intelligence Policies.
A classified one.
A classified document that this Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi sent via a WhatsApp to General Mkhwanazi, allegedly. And Minister Mchunu chopped and changed his stance on whether or not he knew Mkhwanazi, ultimately admitting that this was his comrade from the Northwest. Now, he was narrating how this had happened because he's saying at the portfolio committee in April, Mr. Senzo Mchunu had denied ever knowing this Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi. And then coming later on, they find out from a Twitter post. He shared that there was a Twitter post where it was written that he did know this gentleman, Brown Mkhwanazi. He's a comrade of his from the Northwest. And he said that he was going to share that clip with the media after the briefing if they couldn't find it on X. Because he had said that it was shared on X, right? And also, there's also a mentioning of Vusi Matlala.
Yes.
Vusi Ket Matlala is currently, I think he's in prison. Not prison, but jail, awaiting trial. I'm not sure if he's out on bail.
Held there or could be out on bail?
He could be out on bail. I don't know, but he has been accused of attempted murder, and he's appearing before the courts right now. And they said that they found access to his cell phone, and in his cell phone,
you remember the process of the downloads. Well, one thing for sure, just to off-ramp a bit, in this case, we are not told it was internet. We are not told it was internet. What we are told is this comes from WhatsApp and the message is there. You know, that's basically the difference that you would find between perhaps maybe the KZN and the Joburg type of investigation. One must put it like that, because it seems as if it seems as if it is a difference between KZN way of investigation and Johannesburg way of investigating. In KZN, they literally do not. This side we do not corroborate. We normally get to where we want to go, and then in Joburg, there's a lot of corroboration.
Evidence had been found in the cell phone of the accused, Mr. Vusimusi, otherwise known as Ket Matlala, which shows the communication between Mr. Brown and the Minister of Police, Mr. Senzo Mkhwanazi, revealed today. So the bulk of what he said, eliciting a frenzied reaction on social media, was damning. Among other things, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi stated that police investigations have unmasked the syndicate which involves politicians, law enforcement, SAPS, Metro Police, and correctional services, prosecutors, and the judiciary. Controlled.
You see that one. You see that what we've just mentioned, Tinje. What we've just mentioned. Hey, Matot. What can we say?
Controlled
What
by
can we
the
say?
illegal substance cartel. I can't use the word on YouTube. How I wish I could just say it. But the DRUG cartel, as well as business people. The political killings task team had been doing very well, according to the provincial police head. Now, it seems like what has really gotten under General Mkhwanazi's skin is this disbanding of the political task team that was just done in a rush manner.
Which we covered. And, when it was portrayed, and this is a danger of just listening to things half and half. I must say I was in line to say,
Disband the political
maybe
team.
in terms of, because you know how it was portrayed, financially wise.
It was draining.
It was given that thing that it drains resources.
And it's corrupt. And
it's
the
corrupt,
cases,
yes.
there's no prosecutions that are happening relating to the cases that are being investigated by the political task team.
And we did cover it here, right?
Yeah, I remember disagreeing. I remember saying that there's a lot of high-profile cases that have been covered by this political task team, and it would be
I remember
irrational
you,
to just...
You were on the right side, I guess, of the history, one might say.
It would not be right to just disband it overnight like that. I mean, what happens to the cases that still need to be investigated? What happens to the files, the dockets? I mean, the paper trail. It will just disappear and go into archives or what? They need to be followed through. So I was completely against it at the time. But then there were a lot of people who were saying, no, it must be disbanded. It must be disbanded. And they had every right to believe that, because there have been serious allegations against this task team when it pertains to finances. Yes, they're saying they're being accused of corruption and looting and all kinds of things. So everyone had their own opinion, I guess. So now, concerning also this political task team, General Mkhwanazi is saying that it had been doing very well, according to him. He even shared some of the stats regarding what had been happening with the task team, but I think I'll share them later on should they come up with within our conversation. And he said that on the 31st of December 2024, the Minister of Police, Mchunu, issued a letter to disband this political killing task team and to suspend the filling of all vacancies within crime intelligence. So here's what happened in December 31st. A letter is issued and they're told that the political task team needs to be closed. This is New Year's Eve. Okay. This is New Year's Eve. And on top of it being New Year's Eve, it's holidays, it's perplexing. And then on top of that, they are told that stop hiring for crime intelligence. Whoa. Stop taking any more people for crime intelligence. So in January, February, and April of 2025, the Deputy National Commissioner of Crime Detection, Lieutenant General Sibiya, yes, the General Sibiya that we always talk about when it comes to the Senzo Meyiwa case, the General Sibiya who appeared on the Netflix documentary that was talking about Senzo's case, the Senzo Meyiwa trial. It was before the trial, the murder of a soccer star, Senzo Meyiwa, on Netflix. That's the name of the documentary. And on that documentary, we remember him narrating about how when he got there, the scene was already compromised. He said, when we got there, the scene was already compromised, and he denied any wrongdoing that he ever did when it comes to Senzo's case or the investigation thereof on the 26th of October, 27th of October, 2014, when they arrived at the scene. He completely took himself out of any wrongdoing or allegations that had happened there.
Yeah, he did, yes.
So now his name is being brought up when pertaining to General Mkhwanazi and the allegations that he's making there. And General Sibiya Gutiwa issued written instructions withdrawing all the case dockets from the task team to his office. So he's saying that General Sibiya is the one who issued written instructions withdrawing all the case dockets from the political task team. And for those who may be wondering, political task team, where is it based? It's based in KZN.
Yes.
It's a task team that was opened in KZN, operated by police officers, SAPS members that are there in KZN. So General Sibiya, recently we all heard about his promotion of him being made the National Deputy Commissioner, I think.
Yes.
He was for crime, a head of crime detectives in Bloemfontein.
Yes.
He moved from
the last
there.
time, just recently, man. It's not far because you're talking about Thabo Bester's situation around that time.
Yes. And then now he's the Deputy National Commissioner. Yes. And now he issued written instructions withdrawing all the case dockets from the political task team to his office. No roll cop or prominent figure was spared in Mkhwanazi's address. So there were a lot of things that he alleged concerning this actions of General Sibiya. I have some of them documented in my notes here. It's just a matter of me opening them up and telling you guys, okay?
It's very interesting because this, I'm just trying to think back. Ukuthi, at the right time, whether General Sbiya is normally at the right place, or I don't know how to put it, but you look at when he was allegedly suspended. He was
From
suspended
Hawks.
from Hawks. He was not working as a policeman, but General Sbiya apparently was there with who's this guy? Lishabane.
Yes.
And everyone else. And everyone was consulting with him, apparently, at the time, allegedly, of that situation. And the question was raised in that court, why was that happening? Because he was allegedly suspended.
Yes, in 2018.
He
was no longer in the police, in the SAPS. However, he was holding meetings now with General Shabani and stuff and talking about Zinzo's case.
It's very interesting days, I guess, where we have to ask ourselves, Wuti, perhaps do we have individuals that are superior to that extent that they are at a certain level that we are hearing from this, what Mkhwanazi is saying.
Well,
where the so-called good police would be targeted, and I think that's how he put it. So it will be scary if that is the case. I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Pella, he's going to draft with lawyers. He responded, okay. In his response, Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detection, Lieutenant General Shadrick Sibiya, has strongly denied these explosive allegations made by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner General Mkhwanazi during a recent press briefing on Sunday. Mkhwanazi accused Sibiya of being a criminal and of improper conduct, allegedly at the behest of Police Minister Mchunu. He didn't directly call him a criminal, in my opinion. What had happened is that he said that there was a meeting that he was called for to come and speak with General Sibiya, and he said that he will not be meeting with criminals. And then everybody...
He didn't say he will not be meeting with them. He said there was a meeting facilitated by the minister.
Yes,
and they met, but General did not say much. So basically the meeting, and then he later said, in trying to amend the situation that didn't look well in terms of maybe I would say, I don't know whether friendship or colleague wise, I don't know what was the purpose of that, but and then he says, obvious, there will be no peace. They were trying to facilitate peace. There will be no peace between criminals and police.
Oh, there would be no peace between criminals and police.
Yes.
Oh.
So that you can read it on your own, what it would say. Because now it has been concluded
That he called him a criminal.
But to say that you would take someone to court for that, I think it would be difficult to actually prove anything there.
And they said he will be speaking to his lawyers and coming up with a response.
I think it would, because he did not say you are a criminal or he is a criminal. He could be saying I am the criminal.
Another thing that happened that was very interesting, he said that on the 26th of March 2025 this year, a total of 121 case dockets that were under investigation were taken away from the task team as directed by the National Commissioner of Crime Detection, Lieutenant General Sbiya, who was acting on the instruction of the Minister of Police to disband the team. This was done without the authority of the National Commissioner, nor him as the provincial commissioner. He was never informed about this. Now, this case docket has since been sitting at the head office in Pretoria since March.
It is Pretoria.
Without investigation work being done.
Pretoria, the home of everything.
Now, these 5 of those dockets already had instructions to arrest perpetrators, but nothing has been done because Lieutenant General Sbiya, being instructed by the minister or executing the instruction of the minister, withdrew all these dockets, and they are sitting in an archive office in Pretoria. God knows why.
Very interesting, because in his response, Sbiya is now saying that was then an instruction of Fani Masimula.
Yes, but General Mkhwanazi is not saying that.
But then Mkhwanazi, as a provincial leader, commissioner,
yes,
he was not told of such, and it filtered down then to Sbiya, who then also delegated to, I don't know the name. I forgot the name of the person.
She said it's a female.
Yes.
I forgot the name as well. I forgot the name of the female general he was referring to, but it seems like she's also within the same office. When it comes to hierarchy.
Yes. Yes. So now, if you look at it, I doubt that whoever that was given that mandate is above General Mkhwanazi on the other side. Then you have this situation where a person comes and confiscates all the dockets that are crucial for your investigation in your team, and your team is shut down without you knowing exactly why. And not to say he did not know, because he does say that he assumes that it was triggered by the working together between him and Kumalo in capturing some of these syndicates of substances.
You know, I had stumbled on, there was a time when this was a hot story, and I decided to go and to the internet and do some digging, because I thought I would make content on this story and whatnot. I hit a brick wall when I discovered that there was, I think I was looking at this case that they are saying that General Mkhwanazi had let go of a corrupt police.
Sorry, Amen. Nostelo, hold your thought just. Nostelo Tlanjeni, thank you very much. God bless you. And everyone else, I think Lindy, thank you. Kolan Jr., thank you very much, guys. God bless you.
Thank you, guys.
Press the like button, guys. Let us move the like buttons. Let's not fight about them.
Like, I hit a brick wall because I thought maybe Ngiyahlanya or something.
Yes.
But when I was investigating, it seemed like, you know, when it comes to Kumalo, there were things were happening that were very interesting, and I'm not going to say he's innocent or guilty or anything like that, because I don't know.
What did you find interesting?
I found interesting that there is a like work that he's been doing against an illegal substance syndicate.
Yes.
And I just came to a brick wall in my research to say, but they're accusing him of corruption.
Yes.
You know, they are saying that he's corrupt and stuff. But here he is, and there's articles that have documented some of the work that he's doing when it comes to these busts of really serious illegal substance movements, especially there by OR Tambo and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know what's going on.
You got confused.
I got confused and I stopped.
It's a classical example, maybe one would say, of how people's mind are controlled. There are things, also when I do my research on the side, there are things that you'd hear people vouching and fighting for, claim that they are fighting for. When you listen carefully, you're like, but it does not make sense. You know, we are a thinking a generation.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna feed us what you feed us, and then we let it go like that. So there are things that don't make sense. You know, there are people that you assume they should be on the right side and you should be happy about certain things, and then you find them not happy. That's when you realize, this is the faction, this is the side, and this is the side. And you obviously, as a citizen, you pick yours. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure, just by what Mkhwanazi has done, you have probably seen many people sort of speaking in public, however they speak, but some of you are probably shocked as to why certain people are speaking a certain way. Mm-hmm. But I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Because when you do your analysis, you almost come to a certain conclusion and then you keep quiet, because this is South Africa in any case. Yeah. You cannot just say things outside here. Mm-hmm. But for me, I'm sure some of you, I saw some of the comments saying, hey, so and so, what is going on with his mind? No, there's nothing wrong. You just were not following him enough to actually see that which side is on.
He's on, yeah.
You just thought because the media comes and report so-and-so has done so-and-so, has done this, and then everything is out. So-and-so is actually going to court because of so-and-so. And then you're like, wow, this person is doing everything. That's a problem.
Even with the arrest of General Kumalo as well, there were allegations of corruption against him. Yes, we saw the hype. Even Mkhwanazi referred to the arrest as a Hollywood style, Hollywood style type of arrest is what he referred to it
fine,
as.
I mean, yes.
So as he's referring to it as a Hollywood style type of arrest, we also saw how the focus moved from, we need an explanation on this corruption that he's done, and then the focus shifted to the 29-year-old brigadier. It almost seemed like the only thing he's guilty of being arrested for is the hiring of a 29-year-old brigadier, right? And I'm like, but the way
classical
you guys arrested him,
of how Hollywood works.
I need an explanation of the corruption that you're saying he did. What kind and type of corruption is it?
But obviously, we will let the court decide. Unfortunately, even the prosecutors were not exempted. That's the type of the situation we are facing.
Don't get us wrong. We're not saying he's innocent.
And then you hear people asking questions. Why not follow the procedure within? I always get baffled when someone says, there are procedures to follow in internal. Okay, what happens if my boss could be part of what I want to report? What happens? Who do I report to?
Because now they are lambasting Mkhwanazi now for saying that he shouldn't have done what he did. What should he have done? Report the person he has questions to them. Then how is that supposed to end?
You know what? I'm gonna say this. If you say, Emily, I am fighting for South Africans, your fight should not have a color. For me, most of the time your cases only include a certain portion of people, then I know for sure you are not what I should be looking up to. You could be right about some of them.
Yes.
But it can't be that when you wake up week in, week out, you are busting only. It can be. It can be that when week in, week out, when you wake up, when we look at the people that you have actually done crime on, or you have actually done your investigation on, it's only the crime. Is that what you're saying? That the other ones are not criminals? You know? And by so doing, for me, if every time I find you reporting, let me put it like this, only people of color, then I know probably people of no color are feeding you that.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It's not a secret. And therefore, you're going to be a vessel that is being used towards that direction. Therefore, when things like this happen, at some point, you're going to catch strays.
Yes.
You know, you're going to feel, we have to we think we have a capacity of thinking. That's a problem.
Did you hear him when he referenced so-called whistleblowers, and he was talking about how these people are sent to tarnish a person's reputation, and with Kumalo's case, he cannot speak on matters that are covert operations within the unit. Maybe people are like, yes, why is he not defending himself? Why is he not saying anything? He's the head of crime intelligence.
Yes.
I'm sure he would like to speak, but because of the nature of being the head of crime intelligence, he cannot do it, unfortunately.
And then, it does happen. You know, guys.
He cannot do it.
You know what I can tell you is that if you have a podium that allows you to reach certain people, somewhere, somehow, you're going to get calls. You're going to get people saying, hey, I want you to say this.
Yeah.
You know, in a nice way.
Yeah, if you have a platform that happens.
In a nice way, I want you to say this. It starts there. Or here's a scoop.
Yeah, here's a scoop. That's how it usually comes. Yeah.
It starts there.
There's exclusive
Once you start not investigating things yourself, and then you get them, you get them handed to you. I'm telling you, from there you are captured. It's just that you don't know. You know,
it's too late.
By the time you realize you are deep, because I'm gonna come today and say, as in, Donna, I want you to actually do 1, 2, 3 for me. Here's maybe 10,000. Just see what you can do for your hard work that you'll be doing. You do that. You do that. You do that. You do that. You know what? From there, you are my go-to boy. You are my go-to girl. You are my go-to person, basically.
Yes.
That's how capturing works.
And that is why we don't work with exclusives on this channel. We only cover news that is already public
space.
It's because of such.
Yes, because also exclusives are not going to allow you to time to analyze them.
Yes,
exclusives, you just have to say them and leave them like that.
Hey. So you don't know, you haven't done your own due diligence and investigations, and by the time you discover, you may have been a tool, and it's already late.
Exactly.
You've spread the message out there.
And then now you have to also deal with the courts now and then, people suing you there and there, because when I come with something, you just keep on saying, I've got a certain source. You've got a certain source.
If you've got information, you must be in front of the camera and deliberate that information.
Yes.
I'm not gonna be a vessel.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
You are more than welcome to have a camera in your face and deliberate what you are saying. But as for me being the mode of transportation of such, I cannot do it. I'm sorry. I can't. There
are things we are not going to talk about. If you didn't catch what I just said now, you are not going to get me. You probably want me to spell it out for you. the way you want to hear it. But all I can say is that sometimes you believe you have a normal father at home who's a good father, who goes to work, he comes back.
Yes.
A good father. Then later on you find your father had concubine and was living two lives,
yes,
because there's a family on the other side. You are also part of the family. Those are things that happen in life. So it does happen. Which you believe that, hey, this person will never go wrong. And we have that mentality. More so,
yes.
if you look at the issue of the color in South Africa, that thing damaged us. Once a certain person does it, you think, oh, that one can never go wrong. You get disappointed when they show you their true colors.
It happens all the time on the other app, TikTok.
So I'm going to leave it at that.
I've been shocked too many times. I'm like,
because
this
now
one is for us. And
you're going to be hearing people, instead of deliberating what this meant, the context of what Mkhwanazi was talking about, people are going to be discussing the cap he was wearing. People are going to be discussing the shoes he was wearing.
The people
around him. The who gave him the platform. Such things. Once you get such, and this was your that was your favorite person, I just get out. Know that there's something wrong.
Well, Mkhwanazi says that the unit was disbanded just as it was circling on a criminal syndicate which included top police, prosecutors, and members of parliament. And he did shift most of this to Gauteng. Okay, and the dockets under investigation were said to be archived by General Sibiya in Pretoria. Speaking to the SABC News shortly after Mkhwanazi's explosive revelations, Sbiya accused Mkhwanazi of making baseless public accusations, adding that he must stop behaving like a criminal and behave like a disciplined member of the police. He must stop behaving like a criminal and behave like a disciplined member of the police. Tell him to stop threatening people and talking about violence there. He must stop behaving like a warlord. He's a member of the police. And I'm like, Haibo.
What was missing there, if you ask me, is that sounded like it was going there. This is my thinking. Thank you, Isaiah. God bless you. Please press that like button, guys. We beg you. So that's what it sounded like. And what I heard from the first interview is that he had no clue what Mkhwanazi said.
Yes.
It was just a few things.
The one with Griselda, immediately after the press briefing, he responded immediately. And you could tell from that interview, if you listen to it, that I don't think he listened to the entire
there was no clue.
press briefing. The way he was responding, it didn't give I am informed of what General Mkhwanazi was saying. And then he came later on with Newsroom Africa, and I think ENC as well got an interview out of him. So, yeah.
But then again, from a certain point of view, let us say, for argument's sake, you are saying you don't want to put the name of SAPS, as is said, in disrepute, but you are found making many interviews at the same time. If you feel that there is no case, why don't you, to save the name that you're saying you want to save, why don't you just keep quiet, let the process take its course?
He said he can't, because if he keeps quiet, then people are going to say the worst.
Now, do you care about people, or do you care about SAPS?
The reputation of SAPS. I don't know.
Now that's where what Mkhwanazi did, actually, because one thing that I could read from Mkhwanazi is that, okay, if you guys decide to get rid of me, I'm cool. I've got other means maybe where I can go to. That's what I got from him. Okay, I will do other stuff, but I'll continue doing what I think I was born to do.
Well, earlier Mkhwanazi told journalists that he was combat ready and he was not afraid. He said he's willing to die for the people of South Africa. There were sentiments that he also made about how he at least he's got a firearm to protect himself. But ordinary citizens, ordinary South Africans, we don't have such. We don't have the means to protect ourselves against these criminal syndicates. And in response, Sbiya added that he was caught off guard by Mkhwanazi's accusations against him, adding that the KZN commissioner was angry over the arrest of Criminal Intelligence Chief Lieutenant General Dumisani Kumalo. Kumalo was among 7 senior police officers arrested in relation with an alleged crime intelligence racket where funds were allegedly misused to buy properties. First and foremost, he says that he's very much disappointed and shocked because the last time he spoke to General Mkhwanazi was on Friday and all was well. So it is being alleged that crime intelligence bought properties using crime intelligence funds.
I can tell you, I'm probably hearing that for the first time as in terms of what was being portrayed as to why he was arrested, which is apparently hiring or promoting the
29-year-old,
yes, the 29-year-old, yes, making them a brigadier. That was the head in my head.
That was the headline. That was the highlight. That was the big exclusive story. That was the Boomba Bay, the one that we were made to focus on.
Yes.
But then apparently there are funds that were misused to buy properties. I remember these allegations arising from maybe about a year ago that I would see on social media. It was the CFO, I think, of crime intelligence. They said that he's the one who went and bought these properties using funds from crime intelligence. We'll hear with the rest of the court cases to what exactly is going on and why exactly did they do that if they did do it. You understand? For now, I reserve my commentary. I want to see the case and how it's going and how it's going to end before I now start acting like I have receipts to these alleged corruption.
We don't work with receipts here.
I don't have them.
If you send us receipts, we will just ignore because we don't work with such here.
So first and foremost, he says, I must say that I'm very disappointed and shocked because the last time I spoke to General Mkhwanazi was on Friday and all was well. He said he was even laughing. He said he was laughing. And I see people are commenting that, hey... People are commenting, people are saying a lot of things. They're like, what did you want him to do? Why did you want him to not laugh and to show you his cards on Friday? So it was very, very peculiar situation there. And it's very awkward to hear General Sibiya's responses. I'm like, yo, hi. Let me go through what he said first. I'll respond later. Something.
Because with Griselda, he sounded now like at some point he's also throwing accusation.
Yes, he did. He did sound like he was throwing accusations and accusing General Mkhwanazi himself of things. And I'm like, aye.
And there's someone who went as further as to say that he's what did he say? He's a thug. He's a criminal.
He did.
Someone, I just listened to some interview before coming. Someone saying he's a criminal.
Thabo Mdluli, I think. The one from... Is it the one?
No. There is a guy, I won't mention his name.
Okay.
He's of no color. He said he's a criminal.
Oh, yes, he said he's a criminal. The rifle displaying and the people that were behind General Mkhwanazi, the tactical task team, with covering their faces. It seemed like this person was also interested in knowing the people that had covered their faces. He says he's no longer a member of...
That's NIU.
He says he's no longer a member of tactical force. He's a commissioner. Why is he standing with those people with rifles like that, intimidating? I think it's scary to him. Maybe they're thinking of Ibrahim Traore or something.
Yeah. Look.
I'm sorry, this is funny.
Look, I'm just gonna be honest. It is refreshing to have someone who's got an interest of people. That's why I'm proud of KZN.
Yes.
You know, it is refreshing to an extent that whoever says that, I won't be surprised if at some point he was to be a president. And I would be more happy because I know I would have a peace of mind.
South Africa will be a better place.
You know, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying that, wow, look at what is happening to other countries. I'm not accusing anyone, but I'm just talking about I would be happy if he was to become a president. I would be 120% happy. People do change as time go on.
Yes.
I won't lie. But from
They're
where
kept
he is in terms of the position, I think, I'm inclined to trust him more because he could have allowed it at this point to happen. You know, this is one guy who spoke about the brewery of South Africa
At a very hectic time. I think that's when he first caught my attention.
And when he went to testify on is it Ngizwe?
I don't recall him testifying.
It was not Ngizwe. Him and there's this other guy who was testifying. Those are the people I was like, wow, there are people who can stand for the truth.
And it's very rare.
It's rare. Very, very rare from their position.
Mkhwanazi had claimed that 121 case dockets, including politically motivated killings, were removed from the political killings task team in March and subsequently shelved at the police head in Pretoria. I even heard him talking about out of the 121, I think he said about 40 or something like that. He said they found also illegal firearms that were used in these crimes. And I think 44 of them, I could be wrong, I forgot the figures, but 44 of them are linked to the killings of artists in particular in the Gauteng province.
There is one thing that caught my eyes. And I will come back to that. I mean, just hold on to that. You know what caught my eyes is when he spoke about the AKA case.
Yes.
Do you remember that initially we said we don't think that Mkhwanazi is in agreement with the people that were arrested and how they were arrested? That was our thinking.
He made a whole video to say that those people are not.
It had element of Senzo's way of arresting.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
Yeah.
You need to do something.
Yeah.
Let's do something.
I remember. That's why we even stopped covering it, by the way.
If you ask me. And we did allege that case is probably going to be like that. And today, I picked up something.
What did you pick up?
Sbiya says, in fact, Mkhwanazi was not ready to arrest. I pushed for that arrest. And then I was like, doesn't that sound similar?
This is like a deja vu.
Yeah, it was on Newsroom Africa, and a very good presenter, that guy of Newsroom Africa. We must give him his, his line of questioning on point. Wow. It's been a while since we see someone like that sitting on that chair, if you ask me. Wow.
So he's the one who says he pushed for the arrest.
And then
people
they were
that
like,
are accused.
So are you saying he did not want to
case.
arrest? Is that what you are saying? No, I'm not saying that, but I'm the one who pushed for arrest. And I was like, wow.
He's taking complete credit.
No,
of the arrest.
I see the credit. He's a police. He can do that. But I'm sitting down to think, did you push then? That's a question now I have. Did you push for arrest also on Senzo's case? Because you were suspended and you were there.
They were holding meetings allegedly about General Leshabane.
Yes. It is alleged. I mean, how many people came to testify in Senzo's case and said, yes, it was even Zungu.
Yes, Zungu's the one who gave us all of this tea.
Accused number 1.
Yes, accused number 1 also says General Sibiya was there.
So now what is missing is Lishaban. Oh, even Makubo, did Makubo attest to that?
Makubo, I don't know whether he testified about that specifically.
Yes.
I can't recall Makubo's testimony. But so far, I know for sure that accused number 1 and Zungu, Constable Sizwe Zungu, have placed you in that meeting with General Leshabani and Constable Sizwe Zungu at a time where it was alleged, not even alleged, you were no longer working in the SAPS. So now we must ask.
So that begs me. That begs a question
as well, allegedly.
What then? And how did you push for that arrest at the time? You know, was he already what do you call in his position now, the one that is currently holding?
The Deputy National Commissioner.
Deputy National Commissioner.
No, he was suspended. He was not working for the
No.
SAPS
I'm talking
anymore.
about the AKA case.
Or with the AKA case at the time, he was in Bloemfontein as the head of detectives in that province.
Yeah, that means
Free State.
that talks to power then that he has.
And then
if that is
earlier
the
this
case.
year, or was it late last year? I think it was around November of last year, he was made the Deputy National Commissioner. So, yeah.
It's interesting days. But again, we are guided by what we hear from...
and we heard this from Brigadier Gininda. I even forgot. We had this
From-
promotion from Brigadier Gininda. I
Yes,
still remember
yes,
that
yes,
in court while he
yes,
was on the
yes,
stand
yeah,
testifying. Yes, we heard this promotion. I was not aware of it. In my opinion, I wasn't following the news, so I didn't know he was now the Deputy National Commissioner. I remember a Brigadier Gininda throwing it in there while he was testifying.
Okay, let's continue.
Sbiya dismissed all claims, saying that he would not engage in public and would instead respond formally through legal and organizational channels. This to me gave I'm going to prepare lawsuits, allegedly. He said, I'm giving him permission to show the media the evidence that he's talking about. He doesn't need to bring it to me. And if he knows of any criminal offense that has been committed, he must open a case.
No, you must not do that. You must not do that. I think what should happen is Sbiya should open the case so that Sbiya can prove otherwise. It will be very interesting days, if you ask me. But this South Africa, Yonale, what is interesting though, what we must take note of is that just to link this with now politics, because it's in a sense part of politics. So you have had many political parties responding to such damning allegation, as they would put it. So what is interesting is that there is a bit of animosity between the sitting parties in government, because a DA, is it a DA minister?
Yes.
Who was...
He was
suspended.
fired.
Was it suspended? Fired, yes.
He was fired
So
for
now...
going on a trip without the president giving him authorization to do that a couple of months ago.
So now what is going to make this more interesting is that there will be no backing each other. You know, that type of situation. Because DA, if you ask me, is also out for blood. Tit for tat. You take our person out. If your person is called out for certain things, these allegations, we do expect you to take action. Now, that is the situation that we are facing now. Meaning that somewhere, somehow, someone's work, someone's job is in line.
And calls are coming in for the president to do something about these allegations.
Yes.
Many people in the media are saying
the GNU is not going to save anyone in this situation, because already people are staring at each other with those eyes of you move, I move, you know. So, and we have the opposite parties such as EFF and MK that is now obviously going to use this. It's a wounded gazelle. Why not finish it when it's down?
Now, some of the things that General Mkhwanazi had said about the National Deputy National Crime Detection, Lieutenant General Sibiya, is that in January, February, and April this year, General Sibiya issued written instructions withdrawing all these cases from the task team to his office. And on the 14th of May 2025, the task team arrested Vusumuzi, also known as Cat Matlala, for an attempted murder times 3. Right? And he says that I must highlight that this Mr. Vusumuzi Cat Matlala is an individual that was awarded a police contract of over 360 million in 2024. An analysis was done on the electronic communication of this arrested person, and this analysis revealed communication between the arrested Vusumuzi Cat Matlala, Mr. Brian Moti, an associate of the Minister of Police, as well as the Minister of Police, Mchunu. The letter is issued on the 31st. And on the 1st of January 2025, what they found on Mr. Matlala's cell phone was that Mr. Brian Moti sent a WhatsApp to Vusumuzi Cat Matlala, and it read as follows. He said, I have arranged a meeting for Sibiya and the minister, and they must have a solution. And then there's another message that follows. I think on that message he said that they will pay for harassing you like that. Because at the time they were investigating Mr. Vusumuzi Matlala, and then later on they hear news that the political task team is being disbanded. After this communication was made to Mr. Vusumuzi Matlala that they're going to sort of like pay for harassing you.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's hectic. It's hectic. So, also, he must arrest, and if he's got any evidence, this is what General Sibiya was saying, evidence to say that I'm giving him permission to share it with you, or to show any of the other person that he can trust to say that there's General Shadrack's involvement in criminal activities. He also denied having any role in the ending of the task team's investigations or coordinating with the minister to stop its work. And let me tell you, this issue of the development of the political killing has got nothing to do with me. That's what General Sbiya is saying. And all these decisions that were taken, I don't know why he blames it on me. I'm not the one who influenced the minister. I have never had a meeting with the minister to disband the political campaign at all.
We have to say it. In my opinion, what Mkhwanazi has just shown you, I think it's a tip of what
of the iceberg,
of what could come out. So, by all means, I mean, with the experience that all the parties involved maybe might have, they will try to, if you ask me, even solicitate whatever that he has, like show us your hand or call you a bluff or do whatever. But I don't think he will be that kind of a person who's going to do that. From now on, if I'm him, I don't take any calls
that's what
from
he's
the
doing.
media.
That's
From
what
now
he's doing.
on, I keep quiet and I let people dance.
That's what he's doing. The media are saying, we've been trying to call him. I even saw Chris Elba saying, we are trying to get a hold of him. He's not answering.
And I'm just going to say here, I see what everyone say, hey, some people saying, no, Mena, I'm not for Ndlandla being arrested unless there is a proof of some solid proof that says, okay, here's the proof.
Yeah, receipts.
Receipts. Like
Receipts.
he's having receipts.
Receipts, please.
Sizoba yini KZN?
How?
sizoba yini ngempela le nsizwa esimele kangaka
mina umsebenzi wakhe KZN ngiyawuncoma.
sizoba yini
I know our General Sibiya are in their feelings, but he's doing a good job.
in KZN I mean abafowethu okungcono ke KZN ayibe country ke yabona because you don't understand. I mean you don't understand. I'm from at some point there was a time where you were afraid of even walking out at night. Ngisho ungenze lutho. Just be afraid because you don't know who you have pissed off. Yangena le ndoda yaclean mfethu. As there's peace, you can even sleep outside.
Hayibo.
There's peace. Everyone respect everyone.
Now I like what happened on Friday when some of the other people that were threatening to enter by force there, and they were even fighting the police, and the police quickly
responded. Can you imagine? Then we don't have that kind of a person.
Now that to me is what I have expectations of when I call the police for assistance. I that's what I'm expecting. But in other provinces, it does not happen like that.
I mean, if it has to reach that point, honestly, we have to choose whether we become a country just because of this situation, or honestly speaking, Mina, I would. Kunabo mama bashala bodwa laphana abafelokazi yabo bahlezi emzini abaganele.
There was a time they were being harassed by the Batini, the paying mafia, the ones that they blackmail people. They were saying that they want a portion of what they farmed. Abo mama that are raising grandchildren, bazlimela egcekeni, and someone comes and says protection fee, I want 10% of the crops every week. What nonsense is that? Mkhwanazi has dealt with that.
So, in all honesty, Buffett, when you are saying, hey, this guy I'm sorry. Mina, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. We have peace in KZN, and I don't know when last did we have this much peace, We have peace. At some point, people were even not afraid of carrying illegal guns and showing up. Now we have peace. If you see someone carrying it, most 99% or 90% of the time, they have got legal documents for such.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna lie and say we see what is happening in KZN. We see it.
And it seems like people are bothered, especially the police officers are bothered by the fact that people are celebrating Mkhwanazi there in KZN. They have every reason to celebrate him. They've got reason to. They're not doing it because maybe whatever you want to think of them, but they are people, and the people are speaking, and the people are saying it's much safer.
Citizens who cannot protect themselves, they feel safer when how many Mkhwanazis are we gonna get if we get rid of this one?
Never. We are going to be suffocated by criminal syndicates.
I mean, I will tell you even now, I'm even jealous of this suggestion, which at some point it must be a commission, national commission. I want him there by KZN
only.
It's fine there. Because once you spread your wings, then you start changing the tune. Yabo?
I can see there are other like, for example, I'm gonna make an example. I don't know whether it's a bad example or what, but this Mr. Brian Moti is sounding like, I've heard of how when people are in power and they will be coming people in suits telling them what to do, allegedly, right?
Hey. I hear you, and I see where you want to go.
So it's kind of scary like that. It's kind of scary because it seems like once you get promoted and go to a higher level, especially national office, it's like you no longer have a say. It's like our leaders are no longer standing for anything.
I'm just gonna say it, Jimmy. Now, I don't know if you guys feel good. This one is out, but in case at the end, we are fine.
Well, the Minister of Police responded to the allegations as well with a statement released on social media. It says the Minister of Police, Mr. Mchunu, in his capacity as a member of the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress, has been on a campaign trail this weekend in Vryheid, KZN, ahead by the elections on the 16th of July 2025. The minister has been engaging a number of community groupings, including Izinduna, community organizations, and commercial farmers, discussing measures aimed at tackling the rampant crime affecting them, inclusive of stock theft. While still busy with these engagements, the minister was made aware of today's media briefing called by the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Commissioner Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, making a number of wild allegations and claims on a variety of issues. The Minister of Police will never allow his integrity, that of the ministry, of the SAPS at large, to be undermined by insinuations made without evidence or due processes from anyone, including Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. He says we'll be reviewing the provincial commissioner's statements and consider appropriate action. All these statements made by him in public require an urgent, thorough, transparent investigation on a proper platform. The Minister of Police remains committed to upholding the rule of law, ensuring accountability within the SAPS, and serving the people of South Africa with integrity. And most importantly, the Minister remains committed to the task at hand, and that is to reduce the high murder rate, reduce high availability of illegal firearms, tackle the illegal substance, I'm not even sure I should say this word, and syndicates and GBV throughout the country, with a specific focus on the 4 provinces with high levels of crime, namely KZN, the Eastern Cape and Western Cape. Here's the most interesting thing about this statement. There's a reason why I read it, né? Because when you compare it to the clip, there's a clip of Mr. Mchunu with the SABC where he's responding, and his response is more neutral. You understand what I'm saying? But the statement is so robust. And then I looked at the spokesperson. The spokesperson, the name is Kamogelo Mogotsi. The surname is similar to Brown Mkhotsi's surname. And I'm wondering if there's any relation there. Maybe there's not. It's just a coincidence. But I read the statement because it's very much direct. But when you compare it to that clip on the SABC, when the minister is responding, he says that in good time, he will apply his mind to the statements made by the police commissioner.
Stock theft. It's not an issue. Currently, there's a scape that's dealing with that. Because honestly speaking, you see this thing of I know, because I also have that issue. I had that issue at some point of you it's pointless if you've lost them to go and report them, go police station. It's pointless. Escape a pair that can deal with these people properly, and then they'll be able to tell you where they sold your cows.
Now, Brian Moti, according to General Mkhwanazi's statement, he said, you'd recall we had an incident in Lusikisiki, a mass murder that happened there, and the Minister of Police had gone visiting the families at that crime scene and the crime scene itself. So after this communication, the provincial commissioner called the chief of staff. Provincial commissioner, he's referring to himself, General Mkhwanazi. He called the chief of staff, Mr. Ngabinde, who's the chief of staff of the Minister of Police, right? And asked the chief of staff, who is this Brian Moti, right? This Brian Moti seems to be traveling with the minister to Lusikisiki. Who is he, right? Because I've never heard of him. Right? And I remember there was a clip in the portfolio committee around April where he was talking about this Brian Moti. And I think that clip did not is not there on the parliamentary channel per se. I don't know where it came from, but I know I saw it on a different channel, and the channel is that of a YouTuber, and it went viral. It was, I think, 30 minutes long, and he was talking about this Brian Moti, and I'm thinking to myself, who is Brian Moti? Who is this person? It sounded like wishy meshy. I couldn't digest it. I was so confused. I didn't understand what's going on. You know, I didn't understand what was going on. I couldn't even deliberate on the thing. I just said, you know what, let me leave this thing alone. So today, he was more articulate in describing what was happening around that time, you know. And he says that the response from the chief of staff was that Mr. Brian Moti is an associate of the minister, but he's not employed in the department. He's not employed in the department. So that's when he says he got confirmation about Mr. Brian Moti, and he asked the chief of staff to send the phone number of this Brian Moti, right?
Yeah.
Of which he did. And it is that number that made him confirm that indeed this is the same person who was sending him WhatsApp messages about the 2025 police, you know, secret, confidential, covert police operations, even an occurrence book that he had sent General Mkhwanazi in December. So he says he compared the numbers of where he received these messages and the one that he got from the chief of staff, and he confirmed that this is the same person.
Right, let's press the
And
like
he's
buttons,
from the
guys.
Northwest.
Let's press the like button. It gives, if you ask me, because there is no explanation that is clear, that we heard from the minister as this is just a comrade. It has the elements of saying, one might be tempted to even say, hey, maybe this is a handler or something like that. It sounds like that. I mean, we are not saying, but it just, because unless someone explains it further as to who's this Brown and what is this Brown doing with the minister, why is he having all these informations and all that is known then to the minister, as they said, they are comrades. But it leaves a lot to be desired, if you ask me.
Hey, they need to explain the role of this Mr. Brian Moti and why he's sending the provincial commissioner
and why is
messages.
he saying things that will later happen? Why is he having information that really shouldn't be in an ordinary hands? Within the ordinary hands, and why all those things are some things to be before we look at what Mkhwanazi followed, what was Mkhwanazi supposed to
These
do.
need to be looked into.
We actually are looking for such transparency as people. That's what we are hungry for. You know, that's what we are hungry for, where things are not just classified like that. We wanna know. Pella, sometimes, you know, the people that we put in parliament, they act as if they are demigods.
Yes.
You see?
They don't want to be questioned.
You must not question.
They don't want to be held liable for
who's
anything.
that? Who's questioning who? Why are you questioning so and so? You are not a demigod. We voted for you to be there. I mean, as citizens, we can also take you down. Unfortunately, we haven't been robust enough to actually exercise such when we need
gave
it.
people grace in South Africa. Honestly, we do, and sometimes it gets taken advantage of. But that's our nature in this country. That's our nature, right? It's an Ubuntu, and Ubuntu sometimes is used against us.
You see, the problem. Alpha is saying, unfortunately, this will be the end of Mkhwanazi's career.
A lot of people are
and
saying
we
that.
won't have a say. I respect Mkhwanazi, but he was not supposed to go to the media. Wrong is wrong.
No, but what if he was pushed into a corner where he had no choice?
I will tell you straight. When we grew up, we used to see, they used to say the rain is coming. You know, the old people would see that cloud, that dark cloud coming from far. Before it even reach you, you already know it's going to rain, right? Mm-hmm. I think Mkhwanazi knows in my opinion, he had an idea of what is going to happen or what is happening.
Yeah, he knows what it looks like.
So he decided to give you something to think of. And instead of thinking about that thing, and that's the problem of South Africans, you are more focused on this other side.
Yeah.
Do you
and
understand?
Everyone who has something to protect helps you or makes you shift the focus.
Yes.
To focus on something that's not really important.
Let us not focus there for now. Let us discuss what Mkhwanazi said. The rain is coming. The rain was coming.
Either way, whether he spoke or not, they were deeply coming.
He even said it.
Yes, he said it.
There's a letter that was already there. So why are you worried? What process was he supposed to follow from there?
Either way, they were working.
Or you mean he was supposed to go to the person that had a letter drafted that was going to fire him and say, "Oh, I beg you, please don't fire me. Please don't do 1, 2, 3.
I will do anything.
I will do anything."
That's
when you sell your soul.
You sell your soul. True.
And that's where people normally want you. That's where your enemy wants you.
So would you rather that?
So in all honesty, us saying that, hey, but he did wrong, as if this position was certainly covered, he was going to be there forever. It's pointless. It's pointless. I doubt Kumalo ever thought that this day was going to come. But it came. And if you take anything that Mkhwanazi say as the Bible truth, as the gospel truth of what happened, then he was doing his job. Right?
Right.
So you are doomed if you do, you are doomed if you don't. Because there's always KPIs at the end of the day.
Yes.
Whether you're performing or not performing. You arrest people, you catch people who are doing crime. And it's like say, catch people who are doing petty crime. Don't go for people who are doing serious crimes. Is that basically? Because if you go for them, they'll come for you. That's what Mkhwanazi, in a sense, if you ask me, is telling us. Mm-hmm. So, should we be worried about that? Oh, now, at least he did something. At least he's gonna go on a book, be on the book, say there was a certain Mkhwanazi who did the job. You know?
And something tells me there's more.
Do you understand?
Was just a little bit that he decided to give a picture of the idea to the public of what's actually going on in the SAPS. It's a lot going on. If you're following the Sins of Miwa trial, you can see that there's a lot going on.
South Africa. Now, you guys confuse me a lot. You know, I was talking to a certain lawyer, talking about someone who actually commented on this on this situation also. He was praising this person, saying, "Hey, this person is a shark. You know, when he goes for you, he goes for you." And I told him one thing. If he did 1, 2, 3, I'm telling you, this person is playing for another team. I didn't finish that discussion. When I went to YouTube, then I find a certain person. And then you know what I did? I just took a thing, I share the video, say, look at your person, the shark that you say you're praising. We have a problem. We do not see the problems that people try to present to us.
Yes.
We focus on what we are told.
Yes.
It has been happening like that. When people are gone, we start sitting back and be like, they are gone. You were part of the people who was chanting, "Hey, abahambe." Hey. When they are gone, you're like, "Hey man, I'm seeing flames, Belamash." So let us focus on this issue for now. Wrong, right, what is right, what is wrong.
And to me, it came as a shock to lambast General Mkhwanazi, who's actually a former member of the tactical task force, not even a former member, he still has a say in the team. There's an NIU that he still consults with. Him being a commissioner does not mean that he cannot no longer utilize the skills that he's already acquired, that he's worked very hard to obtain, and now he must sit and abandon them and no longer use them in the police department, right? But all these people that are criticizing all those members of tactical force team that were behind General Mkhwanazi, and General Mkhwanazi actually wearing that uniform, had nothing to say when a witness was testifying with a rifle
we are focusing
on Friday
on the uniform. I'm even surprised that we are
they
focusing
said
on the
nothing
uniform.
when Brigadier Gininda was testifying there on Friday dressed in holding a rifle. They said nothing. Ma'am.
I mean, honestly, we are focusing on the uniform now. We are focusing on why did he do that? Why did he do that? Okay. It's like someone uzokutshela ukuthi hey, endoda umuntu sebulela umuntu wakini laphana. When you want to know why did he fight that person? I mean, come on guys. Is that I no South Africa. You look at countries like Kenya, you look at countries like other countries. I mean, it's like there's synergy there.
The youth has woken up. The
one
youth are seeing what's going on with their politicians, except for here.
I hear Valley will sit down and argue. We will argue it on Twitter and everywhere. And we'll differ. There will be factions within Twitter, factions within YouTube, factions on the road, factions of tribes. That's a problem of South Africa. There are righteous people and there are wrong people. And I can say this without fear or favor. Normally the righteous people are the wrongest ones. If there's a word like that.
Yes.
The wrong ones are normally the ones that we should listen to, so that we can go where we want to go. Yabo, the problem is South Africa nebuka kakhulu izandla. Uyazi isizulu sithini? Sithi dlana inyama ukhohlwe izandla mfethu. Lo qoba inyama uqoba izandla awudli izona izandla zakhe, dlana inyama wena. Ukuthi uyibone zimnyama ngathi ibamba iboxer, dlana inyama. Otherwise uzolamba.
Mina ngiqedile guys. If there's anything
done.
I left out,
if you want to call guys, you can call.
You can call in the
and
lines are now
let's hear your views, what you guys want to say. Then press the like button. As you press the like button, if you want to call, remember this is a very, 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 I would say to me, sensitive issue. Let us try to filter things.
Yeah, let us be sober in as much as we are in our emotions, but remember that these are nothing but allegations for now. It's still at the beginning stage of allegations, and people are ready to file lawsuits. Okay. Keep that in mind.
Let them suspend him. It's okay. Maybe they won. Then that way, if there was ever a ploy to suspend him or take him out, it's fine. They won. But we at least history will remember him as this person who stood up and said what was necessary at the time. So let us hear what you guys want to say. Unless Nani, you are bamboozled, you still want to think about it. And deliberate. So that you get up and say sober things. Oh, press that like button, guys. Press it. It's Sunday today. I'm in the mood. Me and DJ Smalley, yeah, we are good. Mzansi, hello.
Hello, Mano.
Yes, sir, how are you?
Very well. And so my sister there.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you, all of you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You are doing a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's been here one more. time.
Yes.
There is nothing that the commissioner is going to do. It's going to collude with some chiefs to say, let's take this guy out now. Remember, Mkhwanazi was suspended for a year
Yes.
already. And the police commissioner says he's doing a good job. We speak, but because he does not tell him, I'm going to go against you, he says, no, we have been talking together, we have been in a meeting. He does not say what the meeting was with the minister. It doesn't say what it was about. Everything that Mkhwanazi has been talking about, he does not direct his argument to. His argument is, no, this is a policeman, he should act like a policeman. And that is when they start instilling fear in people. That when you are nothing, don't talk about something. Because you are nothing. Now let us do what we are doing. You are disturbing us. That's why they want to take him out of the force. But they say he's doing a good job. It makes me wonder, really. I don't have much to say, but I have heard that clip of Muanazi. He had other people around him. It is not him only. It means those people that were seated there, the policemen that were there, the policemen that were standing behind him. They know all what he's talking about. They would not want to sit before the camera when they are against what he's saying.
Yes.
So Mkhwanazi was even shivering when not Mkhwanazi, the other man, the Sbiya. He was even shivering when he was speaking.
Yes.
He knows what is happening, and he knows this man is going to take them out. So they want to take him out before he does on them. This is very serious about our police.
It is.
The case that we are on, the sense of Mayor case. The Guinea and all the police are not afraid of doing wrong things because they know up there are more things that they can talk about. So they are not afraid to talk about wrong things. I wanted to call even yesterday, the day before yesterday, on Friday, and talk about this the accused number. Is it number 1 or number 2? In terms of your case,
Accused number 1.
Accused number 1.
He was saying we went to a police station because you see the gates there when you enter where he showed us.
Yes.
They are written. They are written with what is the Kurlen MPD.
Yes. Yes.
That's why he said it's a police station park, parking lot. And Guinea says no, it's the other that police station, that park that Guinea was talking about. It's not a police station park. The police station is behind that wall. And what we see there is the magistrate's office, not so.
Yes.
Yeah, but the police station, we can't see the police station when we're standing there. Even if he was talking about the police station parking lot, meaning the police station itself, you would not see when people are torturing someone there.
Yes.
Even if there were no cars parked, as he was pointing out, the accused number 1. Even if there were no police cars there, it's far from the street. There are trees that block your view from that place.
Oh.
And because there were the the EMPD police, they are the ones who know there's a secluded place around that place. So they use that place to torture people. They know no one can see that. No, I think I must give other people a chance to to air their views about today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nah.
Yes, let's have another caller. Mzansi, hello.
Oh, thank you very much, sir, for taking my call.
Yes.
Hey, sir, yabona manje seniyabhebhetheka manje. Mase nilanda nomkhwanazi na niyabhebhetheka. Vele into ebengivele ngiyifisa.
Yeah.
I think that Mkhwanazi, I don't care ngale zinto zama-procedure that I don't even know who wrote them. If there is a content that is worrying, as much as they try to use it in a particular way in court to say, for the interest of justice,
yes,
I'm more concerned about the content. There is a concept, Jemina, since I was growing up that I've never been able to understand. You must warn people there is a camera here. Hey, Baba, if when they're wrong and you are recorded, no meaning,
yeah,
that is what must happen. So Mkhwanazi did that. What I'm concerned about is the content of what Mkhwanazi divulged. Namusha. It's not about what the platform or the procedure should be. Is this happening? And if it is, it must be addressed. How it came out, that information must come out and it must be dealt with.
Yeah.
Because sikhathele yiwo asaphili kahle yilento nje boyisho ukuthi kwezinye indawo eKZN besingakhona ukuphuma mina ngibuyela kwenye nje indawo ekuthiwa uphongolo kwaBhembe isigodi
yeah
saze sakubamba ukuthi untshontshe inkomo noma ngabe iyodwa noma ngabe ithole
yeah
uzoyibona ukuthi ufana nobani mabe usuye enkosini yesigodi ungakayi le enkulu ngeke ufike futhi secacile. That's what must happen. Icrime ingaphela siphile kahle siyiphume sivumelekile sonke ukuthi sihlale nje kahle yibo kwabona these authorities aku government ebenza ukuthi lo msebenzi lo weyigebengu uqhubeke kanjena.
Yeah.
Ziningi izinto abangabe bayivimbile ukuthi zenzeke or illegal mining. We know why all of this is happening. Kodwa ke all of it is alleged. But usephumile ke omkhulu akasabumuntu umonita angithi akayifihlanga ebengaphethe rifle.
No.
Uyafuna ukuyomshaya.
Hayi lo.
Uyayibona nje indoda eqinile. Ngifuna bemfake nogininde eringini ngeke ngibone into encane. Nilale kahle.
Siyabonga. Again, all is alleged. Yes, all is alleged. Let's hear what people are saying. Sangisele ngedwa ke la, I'm here alone. KZN will stand with Mkhwanazi. Just watch the space. That is someone saying, yes, KZN is with Mkhwanazi. Guys, the other number, I'm not going to answer it. I don't know how you guys still get it wrong, but let me remind you the number to call. Yes. Mzansi, hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Anu and Sister Emily.
Yes. How are you? Emily is not here anymore.
I'm good.
Yes.
Oh, she's gone.
Yes.
Well, Mr. Anu, I think during the presentation that was done,
yes,
you would notice you asked the question whether General Sibiya, how is he connected to the Zenzo Mayowa case? Remember, the person that called Warrant Officer Makubo is General Sibiya. Because Warrant Officer Makubo said, I was called by General Sibiya and he told me that he wanted him to construct the scene of the crime. And then he referred him to speak to Musia. You understand? But the person that gave him the instruction to start to investigate before Kinindas and everybody, it was General Sibiya.
Yes.
You understand? That's how he's involved in the Zinzo Muya's case. But what is interesting is that he was, at that time, he was under suspension. He was not supposed to be involved. So the question now remains is who phoned him to come onto the crime scene when he was not supposed to be there in the first place? You understand? That's my first point.
Yes.
My second point is Mkhwanazi, General, he knows what's coming.
Yes.
And he says, before it comes to me, I'm going to put it out there in the open. You understand?
Yeah.
In other words, he's saying, then and I'll release more information. Because if you listen to his presentation, there's so many things that I'm not going to go into this one. I am not going to reveal the name of this one. You know, he mentioned the name of MPs that are involved. And we also aware that even the chairman of the parliamentary portfolio, Cameroon, is also involved in some of the covering of the activities of those people. So there are a lot of MPs involved. There are a lot of, you know, like he's saying, their warrant of arrest are there, but the members of the prosecution or authority are scared to sign the warrant of arrest. So which means that these people, they are so powerful that even the NPA are scared to arrest them. So that's how dangerous this case is always about. He has put his life on the line. You understand?
Yes.
So disappointing to hear one of these white guys. I saw just a report on one of these guys saying, hey, Mkhwanazi is a criminal. Is a what. What a shame. It's just an embarrassment. You understand?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be one of the guys who are supposed to be on the side of finance and is actually doing the opposite. You wouldn't be surprised that he's also involved in the syndicate. You understand?
Allegedly, yeah.
How can you say he's a criminal before you chase the evidence that has been presented? You understand? If you want to, you rebut what has been given. Like Makubo, when he said, I'm opening a docket of defeating the end of justice, you told I'm opening and I'm charging you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
He told you are defeating the end of justice. Information, you are achieving information that is pertinent to this document. This case. You understand? He didn't hide. So if he's trying to be one person who's rebutting that presentation that has been given by Mkhwanazi, he's going to bring the receipts. Like Mkhwanazi brought the receipts, brought the evidence. You know, to rebut that, I don't know. Anyway, let's see how this is going to pan out this week. Yes. I think this week is going to be lit. We just need to watch this test. Thank you, Mr. Arnold.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes. This is. Let us hear your voice. I always allege. Mzansi, hello. That's the right number. Hey, how are you?
Mr. Arnold, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. And you?
Mr. Anonymous, ngicela ukuthi okokuqala isiZulu sithi ngicela ukubuza kumamezala lami. isiZulu sithi impande yemali, impande yesono imali.
Yes.
Inemali yonke lento phakathi. Yabona Mkhwanazi ungibonisile waphinda wangixaka endleleni eziningi.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Mkhwanazi was talking about the fact that the crime intelligence apparently now there's no leader and there's no one running it. And then the Kumalo, the likes of your Kumalo have been convicted. Apparently because Kumalo who has So I'm like, and then he says the court has said that Kumalo shouldn't, or the likes of Kumalo shouldn't get close to where, the crime intelligence offices and stuff like that. And then yet there's no one leading that. Mkhwanazi, but court hasn't got a right to say that. The police is I think it's the commissioner or the minister of police that has the right to be giving those orders. Kahle yini le eyaziwa nguKhumalo, yini le uKhumalo has discovered that they do not want it to come out. Again, not that uKhumalo is right, whatever he has done, Mkhwanazi uyasho ukuthi, listen, if Mkhwanazi has made something wrong, Ukumalo has made something wrong. Let him face the justice for it. But let us not just hide everything or just put him into jail or put him into a corner because he has unrevealed something that, if we know as a country, everything is just going to come into shambles. You know, and there's too much. If Wazinkosi, when Mr. Anosela Ushele, now I can relocate from the UK and come and stay KwaZulu Natal and totally see so that you support Mkhwanazi and cover him. Please, that man needs to be covered. Yes. I mean, as much as the country, I think we need people like Abu Mkhwanazi. We don't need people like Abu Kininda who are just going to come in and tell us about Insomi and then not tell us the facts. Because, I understand Mkhwanazi when he comes up with facts and then he comes up with something. He tells you, I've got this information from so and so at this date. He says 1, 2, 3. You know, and then the people like that, as much as I understand that Banyabantu would say, no, we need to hear both sides of the story. I just listened to an interview. Chris Elder was doing an interview with Sbiya. Sbiya is busy talking about the case of AAKA. Mkhwanazi dismissed that question in that interview.
Yes.
He said, listen, I'm not talking about the case AKA. I'm talking about the case that has happened in Gauteng province.
Yes.
I'm not talking about AKA aside. I'm talking about a case of artists. And they were tricky trying to get with these musicians. He was like, no, I said artists. Yes. Do not twist my words. He's a man of intelligence. I like that about him. Yes. And then he said, it happened in Gauteng. And we see, lo mama lona abambulala kabuhlungu esihluku lo womliya owayesemoteni yakhe eqeda ukuhambisa umntwana esikoleni. Those people, we need to know who's behind that. And I like the fact that Mkhwanazi has even mentioned that he has stopped running after the boys of Inanda, where he knows that, okay, abafana bancane benyawo, feeding them, there is someone up there on the top because the drugs run from the top and then they get to them, and then because they are being driven by the drugs, and then so they do anything and everything that they can. But he needs to uproot it from the bottom. I'm with Mkhwanazi. Mkhwanazi for a national minister of police.
He must be part of the certain party then, if that is going to happen. Remember, a minister of police alone, you cannot run. You can run alone, but would you be able to gather enough to actually, in fact, even if you do gather enough, remember there is going to be a party that is going to come with numbers and say, okay, yes, we want to work with you, but we won't give you the position you are looking for. Next thing is giving the Minister of Sports, same as what is currently happening with DA then. So, the minister part is more political than anything.
Yeah, and Ubabo Uyabuya Tata apparently from Brazil, so we just have to wait and hear what he's going to say. Finally, he's going to come and talk after all that has been happening in South Africa, and he's been quiet. So he's coming back into the country, and I think it's something that is hit close home. We don't know. We're just going to hear what he's going to come back from BRICS and say to us. Because he didn't even come in on TV and say, my beloved South Africa, a sad thing has happened. My deputy president has passed on. He just wrote a letter and then we just had it from the mainstream media. He did not even give us that courtesy of coming onto the screen and say, my beloved country. You know, this one, I think this one has hit home. That's why he's cancelling the trip from Brazil to come in early into the country.
No,
You know,
worried
a
about,
lot.
The cancellation of. Is he cancelling it or is it finished? Because I mean,
he's leaving early.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's leaving earlier than what he's meant to be.
Okay.
So he's leaving Brazil earlier than what he was due to come back to the country.
All right. No, cool. Thank you.
Yes, but Nyabonga Misano.
Siyabonga, cool.
It's Nick from London. Thank you, sir.
Oh, Nick from London. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bless you. Right. Yes. In London, we were there just now. Call us. Tell us where you are and let's talk. I remember all is alleged, guys. And we are just discussing what is in the public platform. Nothing. We are not breaking any news. No. We're just discussing and hearing the views of people. Indeed, it is happening. And thank you, Gaby. Hey, it's been a while, Gaby. I haven't actually called your name for days. But thank you very much. God bless you. Yeah. Let's hear what people have to say. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi?
Hello?
Yes, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Anu. How are you?
I'm all right. And you?
I'm fine. It's Maganjira.
Yes, Maganjira. All the way from Zib.
Yes, all the way from Zib. You know what? Just a quick one. I just noticed a notification on my phone that you're live.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know much about the Mkhwanazi guy in the KwaZulu-Natal issues and all, but I just watched his press conference when he was bashing and revealing some corrupt activities, something like that. I just wanted to say, I think South Africa, in all its provinces, in even Africa or even our country, needs a guy of high integrity like that Mkhwanazi guy. I wish if he was part and parcel of the Senzo Meyiwa case. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Mr. Al.
Yes. Thank you. Hey, we all wish that. Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Good. Okay, Manje, we don't choose. We don't pick and choose. Unfortunately, who gets to be where? Yeah. Now let's hear what you guys have to say. I see Alpha saying he didn't say allegedly. Oh, he's got proof. That's why he's not going. If he's got proof, I don't have proof. I just talk about what I heard from him. So I still have to use allegedly. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello. All right. Mzansi, hello.
Hey, Mr. Ano.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Hey, ngishapha manje.
I'm right. Cool.
Hey, mntaka baba siyabuya.
Kakhulu.
Yabona le ndoda leyo Mkhwanazi is a man of brave, is courage. I think it's the best thing that South Africa has ever had.
Yeah.
You know this guy. Basically, when I was listening to him, he called this guy Sibiya a criminal, live on television. You know, when he says, the minister took me there in his house to discuss peace. He says, I will not discuss peace with a criminal. I mean, a police officer can never discuss peace with a criminal. You know, that statement is very deep.
Yeah.
You cannot take it light.
Yeah.
You know, and I like the fact that I think he knew what's going to happen. He knew what they planning on him. So I think he struck first at this stage. I think he's the one that struck first. So I think he already calculated. He knows the consequences, you know.
Yeah.
And then I went on and listened to this Sibiya responding. He's saying he's talking about this AKA that. And then I'm like, oh, this is another Senzo Meyiwa saga. So clearly, to my mind, allegedly, to my mind, I was like, oh, here another Senzo Meyiwa was coming because this guy is cooking.
Allegedly.
So to me, I had it in my mind, oh, wow, another Senzo Meyiwa saga. Because he kept on saying, yeah, Mkhwanazi was not doing anything. He never did anything.
Yes.
He was quiet. He didn't want to take anyone to jail to do anything.
Yes.
I intervened. And I was like, oh, another Senzo Meyiwa saga.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was watching Mkhwanazi, when he was briefing with the guys of AKA, you could see, man, his demeanor, his posture, he didn't want to do that. I guess he was on the corner.
Yes, we did talk about it, yes.
Yeah, if I remember very well.
Yes.
I didn't know, I didn't catch. I catch you guys already started with this. Live.
I'm saying when Mkhwanazi was saying, remember he made a U-turn. He first said it was not the people that people are saying they killed AKA, and then there was the minister Begikele coming to KZN very fast, flying to KZN, and then after that there was a bit of a U-turn, if you ask me.
Yeah. I think I remembered. So I think the guy was just literally pushed in a corner. So you could even see that Mkhwanazi is someone who will talk with confidence.
Yes.
There was no confidence in that team,
no,
if I remember very well.
He didn't look like himself, yes.
No, he was not himself.
Yeah.
So I think this is very deep than we're thinking. I think Emily touched on that. It is very deep, and I think if this can be handled proper, heads are still going to roll. We might even find the Gininda guy rolling. Because now, you remember now, it has touched the head. You remember Sibiya is a general. I think Gininda is a dog. He's his left dog.
But allegedly, you mean he works under him? Allegedly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you hit the head, the tail will start moving. So this is my just opinion. I think this will make a very big twist in this Senzo Meyiwa case because everybody will be shaking. Because you remember when Mkhwanazi was addressing, he mentioned that in this syndicate, there is correctional service is involved, NPA prosecution is involved. He mentioned some couple of departments that are involved.
Yes.
So this is a Okala.
Cool.
You know, we just have to watch and see. And then another thing, I've been wanted to call, but sometimes your timing, because I'm actually in Saudi, so the time is not the same. Okay. Sometimes you guys come in on live late and then I'm about to sleep. Sometimes I'll play you guys and then I'll fall asleep.
Oh.
And yeah. So there is this thing. I was hoping you guys are going to touch on it every time, because every day, if I miss your live, I'll listen to it during the day. So there was this thing. I hope you guys were going to touch it. I'm just taking you back a little bit. I think Mnisi, I think he let the dog skip the beginning that he caught him in the corner when he was talking about Absolom Zungu. He said, Absolom Zungu, I told Zungu to call him, to come with him. He was with me. He was with Zungu when he came and read the statement. So, I was so wish that Mnisi can just, sometimes when it's like when you're playing football, sometimes people can come and say, you should have done this. Sometimes we have to think instead. Maybe I'll forgive him for that.
Yes.
But if you remember correctly, this is my last point, by the way. If you remember, when Ramusipile crosses the mind Zungu, he asked him about the statement that was made by his father, Absolom Zungu. He said, I know nothing about my father's statement. I just heard from you just now. My father was never called. I don't know nothing. And then, on the other hand, Gininda is saying, I told him to call Absolom Zungu. So who's telling the truth? I think, Mnisi was buried. Gininda was buried there. if Messi remembered that Ramusipil actually caught the man Zoom and played the record, he was gone. The lies were going to be exposed. Who's telling the truth between the two of you?
Yeah.
I think you can go back and listen to Ramusi play when he caught the man Zoom. He clearly say no. I never called my father. It's my first time hearing that my father wrote a statement.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. I don't know. Let me let other guys call. Otherwise, we can talk. And
thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, someone was trying to send a voice note. There is nothing. I cannot hear anything. There is nothing. Guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let me first thank the first person. Ansi K. Moyo, our moderator. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You speak in pounds. Siyabonga cool. Thank you, Ansi K. Moyo. Nkulunkulu abusise. Aphe futhi. Sibone J Makuverele. Thank you very much. You also speak in pounds. Thank you. Nkulunkulu abusise, guys. God bless you. Siyabonga cool. Let's press the like button. It will go a long way with the lights. If we don't have load shading though, with the lights and everything. Thank you. Siyabonga, guys. Let's press the like button, guys, and keep the call coming. And you know, some of the things that you guys say I must do, I remember them when I am here. Now I'm trying to multitask. I'm not quiet. I'm just waiting for you guys to speak. Yes, because there is no one calling now. Let's see. There's a lot of calls here. Or you guys are tired. If you're tired, Pella, it works out for me in the right way, because now I'm going to come here to the comments and start thanking everyone. You innocent. Thank you very much, Chuku Anna. Thank you. God bless you guys for being here. Nkosi Mkho, thank you. Gabsile Xulu Undong. Thank you. Laura, our member, thank you. Dokas Shabalala, thank you, our member. Dipuo, thank you. J Makuverere, thank you. Spone, David Mabuza, thank you very much. Let's see. Dipuo I've mentioned. Let me go up. Let's press the like button. Alpha Mesh, thank you very much for being with us here. And Zoto Dlamini, our member, thank you. Guys, join membership. Press the like button. Subscribe. We normally forget to say subscribe. You know that people are interesting. Vusitando, Mkhwanazi, thank you very much. Lindiwe, thank you. Nombeko, Valencia, thank you very much. Cynthia 65, thank you. Dimpoklaba, thank you. Busani Sibanda, our member, thank you. Me, thank you. Patience Tenjani, thank you. Yeah. Enjalendaba. Sizwe 18, thank you for ever being present. Zipo Ndi, our member, thank you very much. Ntombi Klimba, thank you very much. Musanko Sinati, thank you very much. Yeah, injalo njindaba. Spelele Guma, Spepelo Guma. Hey, thank you very much, Siyabonga. Ubusani Sibanda, I've mentioned. Sakile Lwazi, Tango, thank you very much. Just a reminder to press the like button. Mavui, our member, thank you very much. Mzansi, hello.
Bunani Mr. Anu.
Ninjani se?
Sikhona yaphila sis Emily.
Hayi akasekho. Sumbambele ethu ibambe emsileni.
Yebo.
Yeah.
Cha, umfomo zibuko lona phansi ledumba mfowethu kodwa ngila besikameiwa life force mfowethu.
Aw. Swanini madoda.
Yeah.
Sibonge mfowethu. Sibonge nje ukuthi usesenathi ya.
Yebo ngixolele nje ngana ukuthi ngizothi ukuphuma nje eceleni nje ngentuthu yebhasi.
Yenza njalo mina wethu.
Kodwa nje engikubonga kakhulu engikubona kwenza ngapha KZN mfowethu kwelakithi leyo nkomo zinopolish. Ngiyathokozela kakhulu.
Yebo.
Ngithuna le ndoda sendleleni. Ngeze sakuchaza ngesilungu ngoba asipendwanga futhi sokhuluma nje sona lesebele impela.
Yebo.
Okwenzeka khona siyakuthanda kakhulu. Ngicela ukuphawula nje mfowethu noma ngizokhuluma ngenye i-channel eseceleni kodwa naye nokusisiza kakhulu mfowethu esinokunxela kuyo ngokwenzakalayo nje eKZN.
Oh, okay. Eseceleni yase KZN.
Yeah, ubaba umsweli oke wayenza ngathi.
Awu leyo ayibizana ngechannel ikhaya lelo.
Yebo ekhaya nje yebo but. Kune interview akayenza nobaba uadvocate uSlepe.
Yebo.
Ubaba uSlepe usebenza ku NPA.
Yebo.
Esichazela nje ngokusobala ngana ukuthi iNPA isebenza kanjani.
Yeah.
Nanokuthi ukuze umuntu uyashushiswa ushishiswa iNPA ukuze inkantolo imthole necala ilapho kusuke kumele iNPA ibe nobufakazi obugcwele ikhanda ibe nobufakazi obuqinile ukuthi ngempela lo muntu ngoba sisemlethela unecala kumele iprove lokho beyond.
Yeah.
Kodwa njenga namhlanje esikubonayo kwenzeka ukusiphatha kabuhlungu ecaleni lika kaMfowethu Meyiwa iqiniso lincane kakhulu kulapho yabona ukuthi bakhona abantu abenza umsebenzi omuhle bese kube khona labo abenza ukuthi singawuthemba umsebenzi ukuthi iNPA kuzothi isebenza kanjani.
Yes.
Namhlanje sinobaba Mkhwanazi. Ubaba Mkhwanazi ukhuluma iqiniso ngoba linjalo. Akanabukelisi enye indoda. Ukhuluma okuyikho. Kodwa kunalokho ukuthi kumele ngabe siyamthanda siyamsekela uyabona ukuthi abantu abaphezulu ekhondleni bafisa ukuthi ngathi ngabe useyiceleni uyamuza noma ekhuluma uyasho ukuthi noma bengabangikhipha la kulomsebenzi engiwenzayo. Akunankinga ngizobathola abanye aba-private abazobe besebenza ngaphandle kwala kulomsebenzi engiwenzayo ngoba nginothando lokwenza.
Yebo.
Asikwazi ukuthi ingane zethu ngathiwa zidla ama-drugs phambi kwethu lokho siyakujabulela. Mangathiwa sonke Mr. Ano senza lo msebenzi ukuthi iSouth Africa yethu siyithande ngicabanga ukuthi ingashintsha kakhulu.
Yebo mfowethu.
Yebo cha ngiyabonga nje kakhulu ngomsebenzi omuhle nganza ukuthi nwenzayo ningadinwa nathi sokezame into engishaya kakhulu Mr. Ano kodwa ngizozama ukukhuluma nawe nje eceleni ifoni le ngisebenzisayo yenkampani manje angikhona nokudonate ku channel kodwa ngizozama ukuthi ngapha eceleni ngizama indlela engenza ngayo ukubonga nje umsebenzi omuhle nwenzayo nganza ukuthi ningalali siyabonga kakhulu kuhle kakhulu nisenzela khona nganza ukuthi ningadini.
Siyabonga nathi mfethu siyabonga kakhulu siyohlangana eceleni.
Siyabonga baba.
Siyabonga Nkosi busisi. Thank you and everyone else who's really supporting us. Thank you guys and who wish to support us. We appreciate that. We really appreciate it that we are being recognized by you. Mchunu, our member, thank you very much. I live in KZ and we don't have peace in KZ and crime is still rampant. And we love Mkhwanazi. He's doing a great job, but these nuisance. Hey, yabona Mkhwanazi mfethu indaba yakhe ngiphatha kabuhlungu ngoba if they are really people we stay there. I mean, you know why I maybe I get emotional when it comes to crime. I have a mother that was shot in my absence. He was shot. Okay, luckily she survived, but she lost a kidney because of that. So I will always support someone who's fighting crime. You know, I will always support someone who's fighting crime, fighting for the people that cannot fight for themselves. You know, when that thing happened, I was still young and I was far. Even if I was there, maybe I could have, you know. But all I'm saying is that any person who's fighting for people on the ground, not just the rich ones, the elites, people on the ground, that person should be protected by all means. You know, that's my thinking. That's my feeling. But yeah, as we don't think alike. Other people have other ideas, and obviously if you are not affected and you probably live in any states, a gated community, you are probably more safer, so you would not care much about what happens to people who are just outside there on the desert. So that's my thinking. That's all I can say. You know, we suffer a lot. We really suffer a lot. We don't have the lights, street lights, for example, to help us see people from far. You know, after bathing, you still have to take a basin and go pour that water outside. You are afraid, even though you know for sure I didn't do anything wrong, but you don't know who's just lying there waiting for you, for what reason. It's painful. It's painful. When around 5, you have to lock your doors. You know, it is painful to live in those situations. So anyone who's fighting for people like that and saying you can open your door up until 8, it's okay. No one is gonna come in and do silly stuff in your house. That person needs to be protected. By all means. That's all I'm saying. Out of all these things, if you decide to say, oh, Mkhwanazi, go, the people who suffer are people who were really happy that now, no, for the first time, Ngizuma Grizati, I am a poisa figil, you know, for the first time. So, why should we, but it's okay. Let's wait and see what happens. Let's not speak before. Maybe someone is going to come and do the right thing, the honorable thing. And let's hope all these squabbles will be solved without having to lose Mkhwanazi. Anyhow, that's all I'm thinking. That's all I pray for. But yeah, Gisan acknowledge La Pedro. I know you said you are late, but thank you for being here. Bonita, thank you for being here. Lakin Lovu, thank you for being here. Siba, thank you for being here. Yeah. Gabanguti Injalendaba. Patsimo, thank you for being here. Mandla Madonsela, thank you for being here. Guys, go Simco. Bafethu ngevala. Ngevala manje. Press the like button. As Puma, God bless you. May you sleep and rest. Those who are going to work tomorrow, may you be safe. Those who are looking for work, may they find what they are looking for. Those who are starting their business, may they prosper. Until we see each other, and I hope it's Monday. We're probably going to be here on Monday. It's a very good night for me. It's not usual for me to say it's a good night because it's still 11. Good night, guys. Thank you.